Howdy! Welcome to the Whiskey Butler. I'm your host, Wesley Butler, here to serve your little whiskey wisdom. We're in a brand new year. Welcome to 2022. Hope everyone rang in the new year well. Hope you had great holidays in 2021. I figured for this first episode of 2022, wanted to talk about a few of my favorite things. Yeah, probably butchered that, but that's okay. 2021 was a great year, and figured I'd start off 2022 talking about some things that I actually received for the holidays. Thankfully, from a few of my subscribers and listeners out there, so it warms my heart that there are those of you out there in YouTube land that are actually watching and listening. So the first thing we're going to talk about today is this. My cousin Alex, what's up Alex? He and I do a whiskey exchange every year in the holidays, and we usually have a theme. And this year's theme that he came up with was, hey Wes, I know you like cask strength stuff, I know you like the strong stuff, so let's do some cask strength. So we got a cask strength here that my cousin Alex sent me. My sister, what's up Steph, and her husband, brother-in-law Kenneth, what's up? They know that I'm really into bottled and bond, into the James Bond thing, like to dress up, do the bow tie and everything. And so they didn't want to, they're not really whiskey drinkers themselves, so they said, here, how about some money? You can go get your own favorite bottled and bond, or maybe not favorite bottled and bond, but just go get your own bottled and bond, and you can taste that. That's your gift for the holidays. So, appreciate you, sister, brother-in-law. That is what we're going to taste here, and that's going to be the episode today. But you guys hear from me all the time, so I got a fellow friend to join in today, gonna do some taste testing with me. You've seen him before, so we're gonna start off 2022, you're gonna see him again. Got my friend Corey here, he's gonna help me taste some. You can come on in. Got a new key grip this year, actually an old key grip this year. Nikki on the camera, wave to everybody in people land there, we're waving to you. All right, you're waving. Do you want to taste too? Because we got enough glasses here in case you want to taste test. No taste test for the key grip today. So, I guess we will just go ahead and get to it. Have you had any of these that we're going to taste today?
I believe I have had I've had that one.
The Balcones?
Balcones, yes.
I've not had the other.
No.
You had the Balcones New Year's because this is actually part 2 of this episode. Like, I filmed an episode once already with this. There were some sound issues. Those of you who may have seen like an upload of a video, it's like, hey, just kidding, took it down because, well, there was no sound. But hopefully on this one we got sound so you can hear me talking about this Balcones Texas Rye cask strength. It's a single barrel. So remember, we like to feed the palate. No. We like to feed the mind before we feed the palate. So let's drop some knowledge. Let's see if everyone out there remembers when we talk about cask strength. When we talk about this is a quiz. You didn't know you were going to get a quiz.
I did not.
When we talk about cask strength, what do we mean by cask strength?
It is bottled straight out of the barrel.
Anything else you want to say?
Well, at the strength of the cask as it was put in.
When it comes out.
Yes.
Okay.
Fail.
Yeah, you get partial credit. All right. So remember, barrel strength, cask strength. When it goes into the barrel, it's at 1 proof. Here in the United States, because of the temperature, the proof usually goes up as it sits in the barrel. And so when it means cask strength, that means it's bottled at what it comes out of the barrel at, give or take a little for taxation in there, but it has to be within like 1 or 2% of whatever it was before it was taxed. So that's what we're going to go do on this. This is a 100% rye from, forgot my notes, but the rye comes from the north part of Texas. And that's pretty much, it's a straight rye, which means that it's been at least 2 years in the barrel in Texas. This actually says that it was spent at least 36 months in oak. And the proof on this one is it's 62.6% alcohol. So that is, let's do some quick math, 2, 4, 5, that's 125.2. 125.2. So we're gonna start off the year with a little kick.
Okay.
Yes. Let's Knew it.
Why not?
Why not? It's cold outside. That's why I got this beanie on.
That's for
Because I
sure.
live in an old house and the insulation ain't all that great sometimes. And you know, I have precious little hair on my head to keep my head warm. So sometimes you just got to wear a beanie in the house. You know how it is. Those of you that don't have hair know how it is. Those of you that do have hair, you don't know how it is. So there you
I don't know
go.
how it is.
So right off the bat on the nose, I feel like I'm back at my mom's house and I wake up and I smell coffee in the kitchen. Right? You smell a little coffee on it?
Oh yeah. Yep.
I will say for 125 proof, I don't smell a lot of like bite.
No.
But sometimes smells can be deceiving. Let's see.
It is. There's the coffee and kind of some chocolatey in there on the smell, and then
Oh yeah, there's
and
definitely some
coffee in the taste.
Definitely
yeah.
coffee in this. So I'm not a coffee drinker myself. I'm okay with a little coffee taste. You know, things are a little different. Anybody out there had the Japanese whiskey, Nikita Grain? They make a coffee whiskey. I had a Vermont whiskey one time that had some coffee bite on the back end of it. I mean, this is okay. Actually, you know, for 125 proof though, I don't get a lot of kick. Now, maybe that's just because my palate is trained to like higher proof, so 125 doesn't kick me. Does it kick you?
There was a little kick on that first sip, yeah.
There's a little kick on the first sip. Well,
there was,
you know.
there was a little burn on the back end,
See, I don't get that.
but it got better with the second.
Yeah, chocolatey. Two words I would describe with this: chocolate and coffee.
Yeah,
Actually, coffee then chocolate. So,
and even toffee.
toffee. Oh, for those of you in the holidays, we've still got some holiday remnants here. We got some peppermint bark. Got the gingerbread house over here. I'm sure there was some butter toffee going around during the holiday. Did you get any butter toffee?
No,
No butter toffee for you?
not my bag.
It's not your style? No. Okay. All right. So no, this is good. This is good, especially if you're looking for a whiskey out there that's that's different, right? That's not the same old. Oh, it's caramel and vanilla, and you know, some. This is certainly one of those that's going to give you some different ones. Definitely. I am not a mixologist, so I couldn't really tell you what kind of cocktail you would want to make with this. But you know, the Irish do put a little whiskey in their coffee, so I mean, if you wanted to spice up, you know, if you were having a bad morning, you could throw some of this in your Folgers. I mean, I don't know. Is Folgers still in style? Like, do people still drink Folgers?
I guess if you're over 50, maybe.
I'm getting a bunch of no's in the house. So anyway, I grew up on Folgers. Maybe in your cup of Joe from Dunkin' Donuts, or you probably don't want to put it in your latte. You know.
Probably not.
Okay. Well, anyway.
Each his own.
So, Alex, I appreciate you passing this along. I'm gonna have to put this in a taste test battle maybe later in this year. See, find some other coffee ones. You know, we'll get the Nikita coffee grain. We'll put the two coffees together. Yeah. Okay. So the next one we have here is a bottled and bond. Do you want a quiz on bottled and bond or?
No.
Okay, so let's go ahead and feed the mind over the palate. You know we like rules in our whiskey here in the United States. So bottled and bond just means that it is, well, it means a lot of things. One of the things means that it's 100 proof, right? So, you know, if you're out somewhere and you really want to show someone that you got some whiskey knowledge and you order a bottled and bond, please don't say, oh, how strong is this? All bottled and bond whiskey is 100 proof, okay? It's all 100 proof. If you're going to call it bottled and bond, it's got to be 100 proof. Case in point, I don't care if it rises to 125 proof in the cask. If you're going to label it bottled and bond, you got to water it down to 100 proof. Boom. That's the quickest, easiest thing I could say, all right? You can have bottled and bond whiskey, you can have bottled and bond bourbon, whatever. It just has to be 100 proof, okay? There's a couple other things that go along with it. It's got to be everything has to be distilled from one distiller, from one season, okay? One distiller, one season, 100 proof, okay? That's the simplest I can put it there. We'll do a story about bottled and bond when I do Bottled and Bond. I'm actually thinking about doing a Bottled and Bond series because I like it so much. Remember, I was collecting all those Bottled
You
and
got
Bond.
enough to go around.
I got a lot of Bottled and Bond whiskeys
It'd be like a
downstairs.
5-part series.
I was going to do like this whole because the James Bond movie was coming out, right? So I was going to do this whole Bottled and Bond advent calendar kind of thing. And then, work got in the way since this is like a side thing and just didn't have enough time. Next thing I knew it was December the 20th and I should have released those episodes long ago. But anyway, I digress. So we got a Wolcott Bottled and Bond here. Now Wolcott, do you know who distills Wolcott?
I do not.
Yeah, I had to look that up myself. So Wolcott actually is distilled at the Barton 1792 distillery in Kentucky.
Okay.
Right? So I didn't go into looking up, the mash bill and everything. It is a straight bourbon whiskey, right? So we know the mash bill on this is going to be at least 51% corn, so on and so forth. You've had 1792, right?
Yes.
I actually like 1792. 1792 is sneaky good.
Yeah.
It's sneaky good.
It's good.
If you're looking for a house whiskey or a house bourbon out there, 1792 is good. And 1792 makes a lot of special expressions, like they had a port, they got a single barrel, they have a Bottled and Bond 1792, they have a high rye, and they have something else. Anyway, but we're not talking about 1792 right now. We're going to talk about this Wolcott. So I actually have had this, and this is sneaky good too.
Yeah.
Right? Like I was trying. There's a few reviews about it out there, right there. And look, they make great whiskey they make great whiskey in Kentucky. They make great bourbon. I mean, every now and then there's a miss, okay? But for the most part, they make good whiskey and bourbon in Kentucky. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to give this a try. And it was sneaky good. Even my key grip over there, when I poured it one night, I was like, hey, you want to try this? I was like, ooh, yeah, this is good. So I'm not going to tell you what I thought about it.
Okay.
I am going to say I thought it was sneaky good. There is a world-renowned bourbon connoisseur, Fred Minnick, out there. And he did a blog post or a video one time was talking about he did a March Madness with some friends at a cabin. And this actually ended up winning the contest. And he was very surprised because whoever brought it picked it up on a whim. So I said, okay, if Fred and his friends like it, then maybe it's worth me spending my sister and brother-in-law's hard-earned money on that gift card. Maybe it's worth me spending it at Total Wine. So anyway, I've talked enough about it. You guys remember what proof is Bottled and Bond?
100.
Keeping it 100. Keeping it 100. Ooh, maybe that could be the title of the series, Keeping It 100.
There you go.
Keeping It 100. Don't mix those up. Don't mix those up. Don't mix me up. All right.
And this is a Kentucky straight bourbon. Yes.
This is a Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. So that basically, actually another key thing about Bottled and Bond, 100 proof, single distiller, single distilling season, and aged at least
4 years.
4 years. That's right. So if you're Bottled and Bond and you go to the bar or you go somewhere, show you know what you're talking about. You know it's 100 proof. You know it's at least 4 years old. Could it be 10 years old?
It could.
Yes, it could be 10 years old. Could it be 3 years old?
It cannot.
There you go. It can't be 3 years old. So at least 4 years old and 100 proof. All right, what we got here?
Really nice on the nose.
Yeah, it is. It's mild, but you get a little nuttiness on it. I get a little nuttiness on it. I get a little nutty about whiskey anyway. You like how I did that?
That's nice.
Yeah, that's nice.
It's kind of got a sweet smell for me. And kind of...
Man, this is just as good as when I had it the first time. Yes. Now, this has that traditional caramel, vanilla, bourbon taste to it. But to me, okay, so I grew up in Texas, right? It's another reason why my cousin sent me this, One of the reasons why I like this, I grew up in Texas. And what nut is really famous in Texas, or we have a lot of in Texas?
I don't know.
Man, didn't you grow up in Texas?
Yeah.
Didn't you go to school in Texas?
Yeah.
Okay, well, it's not like macadamia nuts.
Well, I didn't take nut history.
Pecans. We have a lot of pecans in Texas. I mean, I grew up
Oh, you mean pecans?
No, it's pecans. They're not pecans. They're not pecans. They're pecans, okay? Anyway, grew up with a pecan tree in the backyard. That's what I taste when I taste this. Like, I taste the caramel and vanilla, but
That's pretty
I
specific.
taste that pecan nuttiness on this. I mean, that was what drew me in when I first saw it. I mean, maybe because I was eating some pecans while I was drinking it too, but
Well.
I feel it's... What?
I said, well.
Well, I mean, it's not... it's not like if you eat something... just because you're eating chocolate doesn't mean you're going to taste chocolate in something, no?
No. I don't really care for pecans either, so that's why I also didn't know the answer.
You mean pecans?
Yeah.
No, they're pecans. You know what, America? Why don't you put in the comments out there, is it pecans or is it pecans? We got any English teachers out there, okay? Somebody solve this debate, pecans versus pecans. It's kind of like insurance versus, well, no. Pecans versus pecans, okay? It's
regional variation.
It could be regional variation.
It's going to be a regional variation. Yeah.
But I feel as though there has to be a correct way to say it.
Probably, but...
Okay. Well, what do you think about this?
It's very good.
Is it?
Yeah, I like it a lot.
100 proof. This is one of those that, could be an easy sipper, take it to a party. You're not going to offend anyone's palate, really, at least in my opinion. You're going to get the people that, probably tend to gravitate toward the lower proof. This might be a step up for them, but it's not overbearing. It's not overbearing, is it?
No, I wouldn't have guessed it's 100 proof.
It doesn't
smooth.
taste like it's 100 proof. Yeah.
I didn't feel the same burn on the first sip as I felt on that one. Of course, that one's 25 more, but...
Yeah. Don't know what the age is on here. There's no age statement on it. Now, this is certainly... I wouldn't call... I don't know what Fred and his friends had in their tournament there that this won for. I certainly wouldn't call this my favorite bottled and bond, right? I mean, my house whiskey here is a bottled and bond. We'll get over that. We'll get over to that one time. But this is the Evan Williams White Label, right? That's my house whiskey, and I really like it.
It is
on the bottled and bond. And so I said this was 1792 Barton Distillery. That's who distills it.
Yep.
I may happen to have some 1792 bottled and bond, but you might have to catch that in the behind the scenes episode. So I don't want to take up too much of everybody's time, but I appreciate you watching the first episode of 2022. I appreciate my man Corey coming in, tasting some whiskey. I appreciate my girl Nikki being the key grip on the camera and the sound. Make sure you like, subscribe, click the bell when you subscribe so you get all the notifications. Share it with your friends. Make comments. Please be tasteful when you make comments. We don't need any of that trolling and so on and so forth. And got an anniversary episode coming up. The 1-year anniversary of the Whiskey Butler started February 2021. So be on the lookout for that. Be on the lookout for more exciting stuff in 2022. And thank you for watching the Whiskey Butler. Talk to you later.